welcome to All Things Apostolic for Monday, Great Mondays. We love Mondays. It is August 28th, and we're glad that you're with us here today on All Things Apostolic, and we think you're going to enjoy this time together. We try not to be too lengthy so that people can actually listen, hopefully, or view the whole thing, and but still not just totally disrupt everybody's schedules and agenda for the day. So we're happy that you're here with us. Monday always has some wonderful things to talk about in terms of churches and revival and the good things that are happening in the kingdom of God. Yesterday here in Sacramento, Elk Grove, was All Nations Sunday. And All Nations Sunday in Sacramento is a big deal because people from everywhere come, and it is created for the purposes of making people from everywhere feel welcome to come. Now, that's important everywhere. You and I know that, and we know that the church is for everyone. However, in our city, this is particularly important because Sacramento is one of the very, very top most multicultural cities in America, maybe in the world. But I know it is one of the top in America. At one time, it was, I think, second only to New York City. So, very multicultural. I mean, we're all here. Everybody is here. And there are thousands and thousands of Asians. There are thousands of Mexicans and Central Americans and South Americans. There are thousands of Eastern Europeans here, Slavic, Russian, and so forth. A whole list there that are part of the community. And Elk Grove itself is the three largest groups are white, Asian, and Hispanic. It may not even be in that order anymore. It may be Asian, white, and Hispanic, but all of those are growing, but Asian and Hispanic's growing faster than white. So this is just a great day to live. We also have numerous Indians and other Mideastern people that are moving in like all over the place. Which is also an exciting thing. And to see God move in the midst of all of these people is a wonderful thing. The church, basically, the last time I checked, the church here basically reflected the multicultural percentages of the city. Now, there's a few were lower end and some were higher end, but we're working in that low end to be conscious that we need to be breaking into these areas with the good news and sharing it with all of these people groups. So anyway, one of the things we do to try to accommodate that is All Nations Sunday. And the church schedule has changed. There's only one service. It's at 5 p.m. That one service is changed. There is a great amount of effort put into creating a multicultural atmosphere, flags from nations around the world, people dressed in the dress of people around the world. Yesterday it was like incredible to watch and see the different costumes that people wore. All the choir wears different costumes, and the front line, and the people, and even guests come dressed in the regalia of whatever was their home nation or their history, where they came from, their parents or grandparents. So all of this is put together. A lot of special music is put together, and the service consists of a concert, a gospel concert that emphasizes all of these people groups through music. Some of the songs are sang in other languages. There was some yesterday in Tagalog. There was some in Spanish. There was sign language yesterday. A song in sign language. It was an incredible presentation. Of course, English, and a number of other ways that there was an accentuation of the national origins of people and the connections that they had, racially, nationally, ethnically, so forth. Yeah, it was a great time, and everybody enjoyed it. The building was packed. The reports that come to me, at least from 2 or 3 witnesses, people that see these things, from the people that are in the parking lot, security, from the ushers, from the people who are high up in the sound room and in the video and audio areas, recording. All of them agreed that this was the largest crowd that the Rock Church has ever had. And there was cars everywhere. There was outside on the plaza, on the pavement, there was, I don't know, I understand it was about 30 different food booths from different nations of the world. And people come, all of it's free, and they had a great time. And we do not usually do this with an overt attempt to get people to the altar. Now, be that as it may, if we should or shouldn't, I'm just telling you how we do it. It's not usually an overt attempt to get people to an altar. It is an attempt to bring people into a wonderful, non-threatening atmosphere where they already know when they come, this is going to be fun, this is going to be a good time, this is going to be great. And everywhere I go, when people ask me about churches and church growth, I tell them that every church needs to have, it needs to have an outreach, but maybe even more than that, it has to have in-draw events. A church needs in-draw events where the community can come into that building, where they actually come physically into the building, they actually physically meet the people who are part of that church and the leadership of that church. They actually meet with what that church can present to them. So a concert is a musical presentation. In that musical presentation, for example, we will announce that on December the 10th, there's going to be a children's Christmas presentation. And so we talked to them a little bit yesterday about what about your children? If you're not a member here, but what about your children? What are you able to give to them? And if you want help in this area, or you need help, or you want your children to be involved, then contact the church here and let's talk about this and how we can help you. So it's a gate to get the good news and the strength that the gospel brings into people's lives to help them. So it was great yesterday. There was just all kinds of different musical genres that also reflect people's backgrounds and cultures. I enjoyed every minute of it. It was well done. It was well prepared. The people who were the lead singers did an incredible job. Nobody blew it. So it was exciting. And with the event, we also connected. We connect with all the people, and when the concert's over, they have instructions. They get a passport that gets stamped every food booth they go to. There's a drawing late in the evening, like not late, but I mean like 8 p.m. or something like that, in which people, there's a drawing where there's a significant gift that is given for those who had their passports stamped, and I don't know how it all works exactly, but it's great. Pastors got this fixed and Pastor and Sister Young and the teams that put this together just do an outstanding job. So we met many, many, many new people, shook many, many, many new hands, welcomed them back, and attempted to show them the love of God. So one of the things we do is, like, we not only invited them back for the children's December 10th Christmas deal, and we not only invited them back for the December 17th family Christmas and concert, we invited them back for every service we have between now and then, and we invited them especially back for Tuesday, because this Tuesday, which is only 48 hours after, in fact, it's exactly 48 hours after the concert. This Tuesday at 5 o'clock will be Manifest. And Pastor and Sister Young and the crew, all of the leaders that put this together, tremendous leaders that put this together, it will be a free meal, Manifest. So it's festive and it's food. Hopefully, if they stay for church, it'll be food from heaven. So it's Manifest. It's good food. It's in a great setting. People come, they fellowship. We will have people there that are from All Nations Sunday that have never been before. I have no doubt. And they will eat, and people that are eating with them will meet them. And it's an attempt to help counter the rough and ugly world in which we live. And then after that, at 7:30 Tuesday night, will be Tuesday night service, and it happens to be back to school covering service. So that gave us a chance to talk to people about their children, about themselves, if they're going back to school, anybody from kindergarten through college. If you're going back to school, be here Tuesday night. It's a service that the spotlight is put specifically on people going to school. Don't you think that's pretty important? I'm asking you that. Don't you think that's pretty important, seeing what's happening in schools today, all the way from kindergarten through college? And so here we are. If we don't have our own school started, then we need help with these things. We need the power of God to put a protective cover around these students, whatever their age. And school's a place of extreme vulnerability. So that's an important part of what we're doing. With that, here, what we're doing with Wilson University is we have also founded Wilson Academy, which is K through 12. And it's online, WAO, Wilson Academy Online, so that apostolic students, that their parents understand what's happening in the public school systems. So apostolic students around the world can find quality, accredited K through 12 school. We have people in Jordan, the nation of Jordan, who are part of Wilson Academy. And so there's this. There's also schools that they use the Wilson Academy connection, even though they have a church school, because it connects them with Wilson University. Students that graduate from K-12 on up, by the time they get out of K-12, they can be almost have a AA. Well, they can have an AA. So all of these things we're working on. But yesterday was an example, a wonderful example of people who are hungry to be somewhere. They're hungry to be together. They responded with alacrity. They responded with joy. So responsive. Guests, everybody yesterday, and they're hungry for God. So anyway, this is just a little report about this. Maybe Pastor will talk about this also on God Quest. I don't know how much he'll say, but I want to give you a little in-depth deal here about how a church can use these things as a non-threatening tool to get people into the church building and get accustomed to having come in the place, and then to meet the people and to feel the love of God. So hopefully when they come in our churches, they can feel the love of God. So they can feel the love of God and feel the joy of the Lord. And so this isn't something that is copyrighted or the property of the Rock Church. This is for everybody. And maybe today can encourage somebody to say, I can do that, or I can do something at Easter, or we can do something on July the 4th, or we can have a Friends Day just to get people in the door. All right, God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, God willing, I think I'm going to talk about gender and the creativity and thinking that is coming about gender in the 21st century, and what it means to our children, what it means to our society, and what it means to all of us, and how we counter the bad and accentuate the good. So don't miss it. God bless you.